We're going to be talking about the 11th house today, the evolutionary meaning of the 11th house, in rootwork astrology as well. And then the following video, we'll be talking about the 11th house through the signs. I want to welcome y'all in to my humble abode. If it's your first time coming in, if it is not your first time coming in, what it is, what's up, okay? I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's doing great. If you would like to dive deeper into your 11th house or other parts of your chart, you can definitely hit me up for a personal reading. All that information is down below in the description box. Like I said, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you comment down below because I love to hear your comments. What's going on in that 11th house? Do you have any placements in the 11th house? How do you fare with the sign that also governs over your 11th house? Okay. Make sure you hit that notification bell as well too. So let's get right into it. All right. The ancient origins of the 11th house. Now, in modern astrology, Aquarius actually governs over the 11th house, right? So we see this very futuristic, also Saturn, ancient ruler Saturn energy, but also Uranian energy that rules over the 11th house. Now, in Hellenistic astrology, which you'll see, or Western astrology, you will see this is the house that it's kind of like the supporter of the 10th house because it actualizes whatever resides and whatever sits in your 10th house. When we talk about the mission, the life purpose and things, and we talk about the North Node and things, and we talk about the 10th house, the highest part of your chart, the public thing, 11th house is like actually putting those things into motion, like reaching those goals, reaching those ambitions that you have, whether it's usually through collective or raising the collective consciousness as well here too. And so you'll see support, allies, protection, blessings also too for your futuristic goals and ideas and things. It's very progressive in its own right. This is where you can also see friendships, collaborators, people who walk with you in your journey and things like that, and some people who might not necessarily walk with you in your journey. This could be, I know we talk about 7th house and 12th house as like the op house, right? But this can also be this as well. You can see, depending on what's in this part of your chart as well. You can see patrons and collectives as well that kind of gather. You can also see cults in this part of the chart, whether for better or for worse. All right. So 10th house is like the builder, and then the 11th house is the divine, usually the divine support that you gain from whatever it is that you're building from that 10th house. All right. So when we look into Arabic astrology, or even in the medieval times, this is associated with like hopes, dreams fulfilled. You can also see this in Western astrology. You can also see social elevation because 11th house is a very social part of the chart as well. And then you can also see community favor, right? So where the community either is with you and sometimes even against you, depending on, like I said, what's going on in that 11th house. All right. So 11th house usually is, especially when it's strong or as well aspected, depending on what's there. This is like receiving divine support at the right place at the right time. Okay, with this particular energy. You can also see fate, collective goodwill, collective, like I said, going towards the greater mission, divine purpose, divine goal. Now, in Vedic astrology, you can see this as the house of gains, right? This is income from your work. This can be social circles. This can also be elder siblings, right? And then also, too, this can be the fulfillment of your 10th house and North Node, or, Rahu, Ketu, those things coming into the middle ground of your desires, like meeting those things in the middle, but then actualizing on those things as well here too. And also, this is not just about money, but this is where you see spiritual and karmic gains, and shows how blessings flow through the people that you are connected to, right? The thing that I'm getting right now is not what you know, it's about who you know, right? Or who you are connected to, you know what I mean? And how that shows up in spaces. Now, in indigenous cultures, It's not necessarily house-based, but this is where you can see the village, how the village connects together, communal, and how people thrive, survive, mutual age, lineage, like the lineage line and what it is connected to as well. You can also see the 11th house is the mirrors of the council, the elder circle, or the griots. You can also see within the 11th house the drum circle, the chosen family as well. You can see in the 11th house. And so it's like, who are your people, your chosen people, your network of people. And I feel like, especially with Aquarius energy, what you can see here is like, by you being the embodiment of whatever lies in that 10th house, whatever lies on your ascendant, right, whatever that north node, and then also bringing in that south node energy is, that is when you'll attract the right people and the right collaborators to help you fulfill your divine purpose and your mission in this world. Which your divine purpose, of course, is to be you, explore and experience and things like that. But we do have callings here, as to why we're here in this particular time period. So really actualizing on what that looks like, particularly for you. All right. Now, when we talk about the root work and ancestral meaning of the 11th house, okay, a lot of times when we see at least Aquarius energy in general, this has to do with the nerves, the nerve ending, right? Aquarius is very electric here. So what I like to look at it is like the things that get you, the things that kind of put that electricity through your veins, like the things that get you going, right, is what I look at to be Aquarius energy, right? But you can also see, again, mutual aid, community protection, collective prayers and uplifting, group setting intentions together as to what y'all want to actualize on within the present and future. Going back to that chosen family, building movements, right? Not just talking about them on social media, right? But actually building in person, building something that is able to stand the test of time within the present and also in the future, right? And it also has to do with ancestral beyond the bloodline. So what it is that you are breaking within that bloodline, healing within that bloodline, and then continuing into the next generation, right? So some of the root work energies that you can see is the work that is done with others, not alone, right? This is not just a solo journey, especially within the 11th house. These are people that you meet along the way that are also going to help protect the vision and mission that you are given in this particular realm, right? This is organizations, groups, right? This is ancestors who were organizing, during colonization, right? And still, right? This is rebellious things that kind of go against the grain of the system and what we know, right? This is community networks, right? These are communities that band together and things, right? So this is like, I like to look at this as where you meet in the middle, right? Where you meet in the central part, like the things that really 11th house to me is like the things that are actually bigger than yourself. Like you come to know when you get to this and you start exploring the 11th house, like this is actually bigger than me. You're right. This is actually bigger than like my day to day, which might be like 6th house things, like the things that I'm doing for myself on a day to day. Even though 6th house can definitely be of service, this is also service to the self, but 11th house is like, how can we get free within this space, and not just a mental thing, but also a physical thing here, right? So when we talk about holistic, right, root work or medical things of the 11th house, this is linked to Saturn, which Aquarius is naturally ruled over, but then also Uranus, right, that electrifying energy, but also that Saturnian energy here, which is definitely conflicting energies in their own ways. But this is the circulatory system, right? This is the ankles, the nervous system, the nerve endings, electricity again in the body, trauma stored through community experiences. So movement, I feel like, is a big thing, and not just movement towards the progression of your goals, your ambitions, the things that you want to see shift in the world, but also like physical movement, like your physical body moving in whatever way that it needs to. And I would definitely look to the 6th house to see how in which you can go about of movement physically, because that's how we move energy out the body, is through, like dancing, Reiki, different forms of healing, water, fire, air, all the earth, all these things that you can see. All right, this is also the collective. When y'all are going into spaces that have to do with uh, experiencing like pain, trauma, working through conflict as well. You can see within the 11th house here. Healing practices like somatic therapy, breath work, again, going back to that community-based healing, regulating your nervous system, especially when you're feeling that electricity, not just with yourself, but also with others. Oh God, I miss my rings. I miss my rings so much. I lost my conch shell ring somewhere, so I don't know where it went. It just feels so bare. I feel so bare on my hands. Usually I have like a ring or two. To get some more jewelry. Anyway, this is also futuristic medicine, right? Energy work, healing as well. You can see here with the 11th house. So the 11th house overall essentially is going to teach you, right, that you're not meant to go at this alone, right? You need community in order to actualize on the vision, right, that the spiritual team has bestowed upon to you, right? And this is where you'll find your people, right? So the dreams are larger than yourself. They're larger than your ego. Like I said, they're bigger than you, right? Community as spiritual, a spiritual ascendance. Like we move better when we have people, trusted community people and members that we can rely on, that we can lean on, that we can heal and understand and learn and grow, all those things, right? Understanding also too that friendship is a very sacred thing to be a part of, to build, within this lifetime. I'm sorry, this smells so good. So I keep putting it on me. Oh, it smells so good. It's tea tree. Because I don't have my rollie today, so we do a little tea tree. Anyway, the future is also built through collaborators, as well, as you can see here. You can't do everything alone. Again, you need a community for your environment to be able to thrive. There's only so far you can go alone, and then 11th house shows you that, okay, now you have collaborators that are also in alignment in most cases, that are willing to also bear this with you, right? And then also chosen family can heal ancestral, trauma, pain. You look at this as like, maybe you weren't able to necessarily have your family or your bloodline family and things like that. So this energy helps you actually meet people that are connected and aligned, to your life's purpose and your life's past. Like I said, as showing up as yourself, not trying to be like anybody else, not trying to inspire to have goals like everybody else and doing the things that everybody else. It's not that. It never was given that. Okay, so if that's in your mind of what to do, just go ahead and throw it out, because that's not the energy that the 11th house is given. Now there could be like this need to conform, but 11th house doesn't ask you to do that, because the way to find the people that really see you is being uniquely you, is what 11th house is. Okay, so that's what I have for the 11th house. That's what I have for the energy of the 11th house. Please let me know, like I said, in the comments down below, what you feel, what you think. Okay, make sure that you hit that notification bell so you know when I drop these videos. If you haven't subscribed to the Substack already to get weekly updates for the free, you can definitely click down below as well. Personal readings also down below as well. And then next, we're going to be hopping into the 11th house through the signs. Okay, so I hope y'all have enjoyed this. You already know what it is. It's a rainy storm checking in, checking out, without a doubt. Deuces.